Welcome to Éxito in Minutes. I'm here with
Alex Espinoza,
my co-host, and I'm Troy Blanchard. Thanks for joining us today. We're super excited. Éxito in Minutes is all focused about how in minutes we can learn the best practices, valuable tips to help you achieve your full potential. We're inviting experts to come in, and they're going to share inspirational stories. Our main purpose is when you're concluding listening to these podcasts that you will be a better person and take some of those best practices, learn not just from us, but from our guests. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Éxito in Minutes. I'm Troy Blanchard with my co-host,
Alex Espinoza.
And today we have an incredible guest,
Carlos Vaca.
I hope that you guys are following him. If you're not following him, please follow him. I love his content. He spends a lot of time on it and a lot of intentional thought. So thanks for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.
So tell us, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, today I thought I would bring a very good conversation to the table, which would be the 12 pillars of success.
Ooh, that sounds good.
That sounds great.
That sounds great. All right. So what would be the first pillar, and why should the people that are listening care about it?
Well, the first pillar, I think, it is personal philosophy. So a lot of people talk about having these days. You know, I need to have that. I need to be that to be happy. You know, feel complete.
Yeah.
But when they realize they don't have the happiness, they realize that they need to go deeper, and that's when you have to be it. You know, you have to be rather than do and have. I don't know, sure if I see you.
Yeah, no. I was thinking through that because I think there's the inverse is also true. When you think of like happiness, I need to have X thing. Maybe it's a car, a motorcycle, whatever it might be, right? I need to have this that'll make me happy. Correct. But I also think that people that have everything they want are also looking at, okay, now what do I do need to be happy? So I think this first pillar would apply to either or, like thinking that some sort of object will make you happy. It's interesting. I was talking to a couple neighbors that this is years ago, and arguably in my perspective, they have everything, right? I mean, they have 4 cars when they need 1, you know, they have everything. And some of them weren't happy, right? Yeah. And some of them were incredibly happy. Right. And I think it goes back to that first philosophy. So how do we take this? Tell us a little bit more about it, and how can we, including us, right, apply it to our lives? The first pillar.
Well, I feel that a lot of people reach this point, you know, like you feel like by having this, I'm going to be complete. And, you know, I'm mostly is material things, you know, and that's when they reach that certain level with the material things, they realize that they're not complete. So then they start looking for something else, and that's when usually I help people realize that, and they come to me, and I start speaking to them about spirituality, which I think is a very taboo kind of thing context. I mean, a lot of people don't like to talk about it, maybe God or, you know, all these things. But when I bring that to the table and they connect to something bigger, and they realize they had everything they needed to have. But by being and connecting with that higher purpose, they feel more complete.
I think you're speaking to the right audience, right? I mean, obviously, I believe that very strong Christian belief. Obviously, I believe through God and through Jesus Christ, you can really achieve true joy. And it's something that's a mindset that we have to, you know, work at. It's not something that's easy, right? And it's really, I really believe when you're thinking about the why and the purpose behind it, it's intentional thought work, right? I can go to bed and think about all the things that went wrong today, or I can go to bed and think about all the things that went right. I can think about all the things that my uncle and how he bugs me, or I can think about how incredible my uncle is that he actually cares. Right? I think that you can look at it either way. So I think purpose, love it. I love the why aspect of it. Anything else on pillar 1 before we go to pillar 2?
Just remember the way you talk to yourself, every day, that becomes your reality. Yeah. So make sure to talk, be kind to yourself.
Kind, be positive, be loving.
Be loving to yourself.
Be forgiving.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
The one thing that we don't do.
It's just, you hear people, use certain words about themselves, and that's when you realize, oh my God, you need to be more, loving with yourself. You need to be conscious of what you're saying to yourself, because everything goes inside, and that's, everything that happens in your life is because of the way you talk to yourself,
Yeah.
So the more loving, the more patient you are with yourself, forgiving, things will flow better in a better way. So just realize the way you talk to yourself.
I love that aspect. And I think you got to couple that with holding yourself accountable. I think there are some people I know that are really loving and patient with themselves and forgiving, and they forgive themselves all the way up to sleeping in every day until noon and not really doing any action along with the piece of, maybe it might be faith or what your plan is. So I think the two, hold yourself accountable, but also be forgiving.
Correct.
Right? I think that's great. Okay, let's go to pillar number 2. What's pillar number 2?
Attitude. So this one talks about the way you face life, with what kind of mindset you bring to your daily, I don't know, way of life.
Okay.
So the way you see things becomes your reality. So if you, like we just talked about it, mindset is really important. So if you start seeing every little bad thing around you, then it starts affecting you, and it starts affecting your day. So I talk about this a lot, like be conscious of what you bring to your mind every day. So,
I think it goes right. I think the best way that you said it to me before too is mindset is a lens of your reality. And I think it also goes, what you're advocating here is a little bit about the law of attraction, right? Mm-hmm. And so if I'm like, everything's going wrong, guess what? Everything's going to continue to go wrong. But if you're like constantly trying to see the good in even the most difficult situations, I think that law of attraction really helps when you couple it with your mindset.
And we have a really powerful exercise that I usually do with my coaches, and it's about taking you from that. There's always something that you're really scared to do, or I don't know. It's like a belief that you have, really scary one. I don't know, I'm gonna lose my wife or whatever. I don't know, lose my job. So I usually take them from that point where they are right now and actually bring them all the way to visualize what will happen step by step until that happens in your mind, like lose your job or you lose your wife, and then take them from that point and start bringing them up again to see, okay, so did the world end? No. Okay, so what's the next step? What are you gonna do? So now they realize that they can come out from anything, like any situation, you're able to just, face it and learn from it and just go with it. Yeah. So.
Okay, good. Let's go to the third pillar. What do you think of the third pillar that everybody should learn about?
Action.
Ooh, I like that. Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, exactly.
My favorite quote.
Exactly. So it's really important for you guys to understand that God loves action. So we were talking about this a bit earlier. A lot of people think that, just by praying and asking for things to the universe or God, things will just appear out of the blue. But if you don't do anything about it,
it's going to be pretty hard to achieve it.
How you expect things to happen? So if you just, laying down in bed, sending applications for a job, if you like that woman, I don't know, send her some chocolates or something, she's not going to fall in love with you, or you're not going to find that job, do something about it. Don't just wait.
I love to let's take action and apply it just briefly real quick into different people's lives. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, Alex and I, we really focus in, married, single, teenagers, right? Mm-hmm. Like those areas that's kind of comprises our audience. Mm-hmm. And I think that sometimes we run into situations where people are like you're saying, they sleep until noon, but they're praying, like I have total faith, and they're working 2 hours a day and then, to try to get a job. But I also think it's connective too of saying, hey, I really wish my marriage was better. Right? I really wish my marriage was better. And I love that when somebody comes to me and they say, hey, I wish my marriage was better. And I always say, okay, so how many nights a week do you have date night?
Exactly.
Right? Well, not very much, but I really do thought work and I pray a lot so it'll get better. Okay, what is your framework of tools? What is your communication like? And you start to walk through your basic actions of what you should take to improve your scenario. I think when we go on to the rest of the pillars, this is going to feed into number 3. Right? Because you're going to know what kind of actions to take. Alex, anything come to your head on number 3 on actions?
Yeah, I'm thinking about all these 3 pillars actually. And the first thing that you said is about thinking about who you are, not what you have, not what you do. Then the attitude is like be very passionate about what you do. But the third one is like including all those things that you've been thinking of in a plan. Like, okay, I want to start having actions. Okay, what are going to be your next steps? So write it out on a blackboard or anywhere you want. But when you can see what you're going to do and the timing that you planned, that will happen. Not just by saying it. You need to actually take action to take action. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does make sense. Yeah.
But
You have
that's
to plan to take the action.
yeah, because otherwise it's gonna keep in just the two pillars, and it's gonna be you have great, amazing, beautiful words. You're gonna have the greatest attitude, but nothing will happen, and then you're gonna start blaming others. It's like it is because of you, it is because of me, it is because of whatever. It's not like that. It's you don't taking action from what your beautiful words. Well, the beautiful words you have.
Oh, that's great.
Exactly.
So now we've completed the first 3 pillars. So
Correct.
stay tuned to the next episode so you can follow up on the next. These are, remember, these are 12 pillars that we're going to cover to success.
Correct.
Right? Did I say that right?
That's right. Yes.
Okay, thanks
correct.
for joining us. We hope you come back soon.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
Bye.